Yo! Video games.
All right, so this gets bigger and bigger every year, and it's sort of become a thing now. People are actually interested in the nominees and the winners and the losers of the game advertisements, which held every first week of every December. This is it's the video game Oscars, obviously, but I will say, I want to come into this saying first and foremost here that I do respect how far this has come from its origins on Spike TV when it was really a joke. It was like about as legitimate as winning the Turkey Bowl in the NFL or something. So I gotta really say that, yes, they've come a long way in trying to make this semi-respectable, security notwithstanding, of course. But here's the big but, is that it basically falls into the same trappings as the Academy Awards, because you basically have a lot of people in the Academy who do not watch all the movies that get nominated, especially not for every Academy movie. So they'll pick whatever their family says, whatever their friends say, whatever they heard or read. Well, someone said that was really good, and they'll just throw their vote in for that. That happens a lot. So, and I know this for firsthand fact, that there are judges on the voting panel at the game advertisements that do not play every game, and they just go by, okay, well, this person one person in our outlet played this game that was nominated in this category. They say it was good. I'll go along with that, sure. And that's about as far as discussion will get. So, what's the solution? I don't really know. You'd have to really. That's probably a lot of work to go in and vet and investigate all your judges' panels, and he's gotten. Jeffrey McWild over here has, over 100 different outlets. What's up, Jimbo Blue Jay? So there really is no solution. It is just it's the Academy Awards and all, in every aspect. It is just the Academy Awards. And they are very hive-mindy, which is why I'm basically making this, because I feel like I have a pretty good track record, at least amongst my friends and whatever, for predicting what's going to win, because. Yeah, I've known some of the judges, and B, they're extremely hive-mindy in this whole outfit. So let's go look at the nominees, and I'm going to tell you what's probably going to win. Nothing's guaranteed in life, but I'll tell you what's probably going to win. I'll tell you what should have won, and I'll tell you what probably should have won if it's not even nominated. So let's look at the game advertisements for one of gaming's biggest years. We'll review all categories. Okay, we'll start low, bottom down here. Okay, big sports event. I'm not going to cover events, coach, team, athlete, esports game. No esports, no content creator. Here's the reason why. In all fairness, I don't know who any of these people are. I know what Evo is. I went to Evo, but I don't know who any of these people are. Well, let's just start with most anticipated game. Most anticipated game between Rebirth, Hades, Yakuza 8, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. What will win? Rebirth. It already won the Golden Joystick. It's probably going to win this. Your dark horse is possibly Hades 2, but it's going to Rebirth. It's going to be Rebirth. And the really hilarious thing is that Rebirth won't probably win anything besides soundtrack the game, next year at next year's game advertisements. That's going to be the funniest thing, is probably none of the games on this list. Maybe Hades 2 has an outside shot, but Rebirth is going to be their most anticipated game, and it's probably not going to win much beyond soundtrack next year. Interestingly enough, but moving on to adaptation. What should win? Oh, as far as what should win, should win on or anticipation is who's to say what should win for anticipation? Hades 2 is a good one. My most anticipated is Rebirth by a lot. I've played it, so there's a little bit of Rebirth. I've played Rebirth, and I really, 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 really like where they're going with Rebirth. And every time the director of Rebirth opens his mouth, it's you get it! You get it! So yeah, like Rebirth is definitely my most anticipated. Hades 2 is going to be great because Hades 1 was digital crack. I'm anticipating that. Yakuza 8, man, that Dondoko Island trailer looked great. I'm looking forward to that. Star Wars Outlaw is the Star Wars game I have wanted my whole life, only with a vagina instead of Harrison Ford. So I'm a little bummed that it's a game set during Shadows of the Empire, timeline, just so we can avoid where's all these characters. I hope there's minimal to no tie-ins to any existing Star Wars characters in it, really. But what are you gonna do? Tekken 8 after that beta, I have no anticipation for that game anymore. You know what? You Tekken heads, have at it. Enjoy. You've already ruined that game for me and other newcomers. Like, enjoy. I will have no part of it. I'll watch. Surprised Wolverine is. That's a good point. I'm surprised Wolverine isn't there. Wolverine maybe should be. Best adaptation. What will win? Last of Us. It's pretty obvious. Most of the judges in the game advertisements voting panel, the Burger King Kids Club of Jeff Keighley, they are hive-minded as all bloody hell to Naughty Dog and Sad Dad Sony cinematic third-person walking simulator games. They love that crap. So adaptation is going to win. Last of Us is going to win. What should win? This gets a little hard because Mario Brothers was like it's Mario Brothers is like a triumph because it wasn't a disaster. Like, it wasn't a crappy movie. Like, that's kind of more just. But I don't think you should really give an award because, like, hey, you didn't fail. We all expected you to. Yeah, I hear Nocturne's really good. If Nocturne was as good as like the last season of the first Castlevania series, I would probably say Nocturne deserves it if it is as good as that. But yeah, Mario's good, but I don't know. It's kind of like, okay, Mario's good. Congrats, it's not a disaster. But here's the weird thing about the Mario movie and Mario in general for me, which is like Mario Brothers is not some sacred text of video gaming. It's quite literally the Japanese equivalent of Popeye, because it was going to be Popeye. Because Donkey Kong was Bluto, and Mario was Popeye, and Peach was Olive Oil. Like, I don't say, like, they was because, like, they're so similar. I mean, no, it literally was. And then they got denied the license, and then they made Donkey Kong, and then they got the license back, and Miyamoto made Popeye. So, Gran Turismo is nobody saw it, and I don't think anyone really cares. It was a weird movie that, like, strangely, like, all it wanted to do was dunk on gamers. And every bit of advertising, I don't know. That's not money. In Twisted Metal, I don't think enough people actually saw it, so yeah, it's gonna go to Last of Us. Maybe should go to Castlevania. Don't know. But Castlevania has like this huge uphill battle because it's animated. It's not even CG. Best multiplayer. This is actually going to be a little bit tougher to win. It's probably going to go to Diablo 4. Probably. But it could very well easily go to Baldur's Gate 3. Because Baldur's Gate 3 is everyone is real dick hard for this game in the media hive mind. So it's kind of a toss-up between Diablo and Baldur's Gate 3. My guess is they might lean more towards Baldur's Gate because of how much of a shit show Blizzard has been for a while. So Wonder has no chance. Party Animals is great, but doesn't really have much of a shot. Street Fighter 6, it's a great multiplayer game, but like the hive mind of people who vote in this crap, they are not fighting game players. Yeah, but it's. I don't know. My gut instinct was maybe Diablo 4 because the thing is the media hive mind doesn't actually play multiplayer a lot. They mostly get their games and they go off and they review their games. But this might just be Baldur's Gate, honestly. But the Diablo 4, I wouldn't be surprised either. But what should win? What should win? Honestly, Party Animal. Sports and racing. This is a toss-up. This could go either. It's probably gonna go to Forza. And I have absolutely no other dog in this fight as to what should win, but it's probably gonna go to Forza. That's all I have to say for sports and racing. Can you tell how much I care about that? Best sim and strategy game. This is going to go to Pikmin 4 real easily. It's definitely going to be Pikmin 4. It's funny how the sim strategy has three games by Nintendo. As for what should win, I have no idea. I'll say Advance Wars because that was I'll say Advance Wars should win for Nintendo delaying it for a whole year, making everyone wait. But yeah, like Pikmin 4 is going to win this. This is not even a question. It's going to be Pikmin 4. You know, maybe Pikmin 4 deserves it, but I can't stand it. So Advance Wars is what should win. I really don't care. Sim strategy. Pikmin 4 is going to win it. Maybe it should win it. I don't know. Best family game. This is going to go to Mario Brothers Wonder. This will probably be the only thing Mario Wonder actually wins. Sonic Superstars is basically a pity vote in this one. Illusion Island, I doubt very many of the Hive Mind even played it. I'm a little surprised to see Party Animals in here, but hey, it works. It's a family game. It's a family brawler. Pikmin 4 is the only one that could upset Mario, but the way they're going to vote on this is straight up going to be it's Mario Wonder. Mario Wonder's going to win this, and Mario Wonder is probably by far the best game listed in the family category. I don't understand the point of a family category. Appropriate for family play, but I don't know. It's a weird category. It's always been a weird category for me. It always felt like it was a category created so that they could not look like they're snubbing Nintendo so much in the early years. So, but whatever. Mario Wonder's going to win that. Mario Wonder probably should win that. Best fighting game. God of Rock. There's your weird, interesting one. Hey, man, at least it's not Sifu. Mortal Kombat 1, Nick All-Star Brawl, which I guess just barely squeaked in there. I feel like that should have been past the cutoff or whatever. Pocket Bravery, I have no idea what that even is. And of course, Street Fighter 6. Now, Mortal Kombat 1 won this at the Golden Joystick, which is all done by fan voting, which makes sense because a lot more people have played Mortal Kombat 1 than have played Street Fighter 6. A lot more. A lot more. Millions of people more have played Mortal Kombat 1 than Street Fighter 6. You might think that's weird and crazy and not what your, the evidence of your immediate circle of friends, shows, but trust me, Mortal Kombat 1 has been sold to many more people than Street Fighter 6. That is the reality. And I feel Street Fighter 6 will win this. I think even with all the things going on, I think the media hive mind is gonna put this for Street Fighter 6 because it is the bigger, more polished, more denser package. It's probably gonna go to Street Fighter 6. Mortal Kombat 1 could upset, but if Mortal Kombat 1 upsets, it's really only because these media outlets barely touch these games. And they basically will have gone through the campaign of each game. Be like, Mortal Kombat was like a movie, and I like movies, so I'm going to vote Mortal Kombat 1. It's the only reason Mortal Kombat 1 will win this. It'll have nothing to do with gameplay, mechanics, content, anything. It's just, it would literally boil down to, I like the movie. I like the cutscenes, Mortal Kombat 1. But it's probably going to go to Street Fighter 6, and it should go to Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 should win this. Straight up. Best RPG. It's going to go to Baldur's Gate. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's kind of nice to see Sea of Stars here. Liza P is, I guess, yeah. I guess it's an RPG. It's an action RPG for sure. But so is Final Fantasy 16. But it's 100% going to Baldur's Gate. This is not a question. this is, I would bet money on this. This, you know, Starfield's in here, which it's almost kind of like a cruel joke at this point. Did we count Elden Ring in an RPG? Yes, we did. Yes, they did. It's nice. I'm gonna say this. It's nice to see Sea of Stars here in RPG because you know they weren't going to be giving anything with 2D sprites their GOTY nomination this year apparently. So, but yeah, Baldur's Gate will win this 100%. It's not going to 16. Not going to Starfield either. Sadly, you know. Yeah, I just not gonna go Liza B, not gonna see stars. What's up, KY? Replace C star. Oh yeah, what should win? So what should win in Best RPG is Future Redeemed, 100%. Future Redeemed is one of the most perfect video games I've ever played. Now, keep in mind when you say it's DLC, Monster Hunter World Iceborne was also nominated for RPG of the year that Monster Hunter World Iceborne expansion came out. So, and Phantom Liberty is also nominated this year for a category. So yes, DLC is absolutely counted as you know in the categories. So what should win is Future Redeemed. Future Redeemed is probably one of the most perfect gaming experiences I've played this year or in most years, like 100%. Like I've always kind of like been shy about saying any of the Xenoblades are my all-time favorite. Like Chrono Trigger, Grandia, Skies of Arcadia are like is like my original holy trinity of RPGs, and I've always kind of shied away from saying anything else besides those games. But like Future Redeemed to me was like there is no flaw in Future. There is not one flaw in Future Redeemed. There is nothing in Future Redeemed that could have been. No, this could have been better. Or why'd they do this? Or why'd they do that? Future Redeemed is like the perfect experience, and it is a 50-hour game to complete. About 20-25 to crit path, and 50 to 100%. I have never played a more perfect 50 hours ever. So, Future Redeemed is what should have won. It's not even nominated here. But if I was voting in this category, I'd literally give it to Sea of Stars because we need to see more studios doing more Sea of Stars style games. What's up, Naoto Ace? We need to see more Sea of Stars stuff. I mean, I really do like Liza P. And honestly, 16 is. I think 16 is a good game, but 16 is kind of one of my biggest disappointments this year. Because, man, outside of fighting stuff, 16 was just... meh. Just... meh. I was honestly expecting a lot more out of 16. From the way the 14 crowd hyped up their studio, their composer, their game, I was really expecting a lot more out of 16, but it was just the battle system. Yeah, well, I mean, okay, I get the argument of like whether or not like it's turn-based or not turn-based or action or whatever, but it could be. It's fine, you know, it's fine. Although I honestly argue God of War and Horizon should have been RPGs. They shouldn't have been. They should not have been considered action games. But I feel like those games were more RPGs than they were action games, and not that 16 is more action game than RPG. It's like no, I think God of War and Horizon should have been considered RPGs personally. Like, what more would they have needed to have done to be considered RPGs? Like they're only calling 16 an RPG because it's Final Fantasy in the name, and they're only calling God of War an action game because it's got God of War in the action. So, like, yeah. So there you go. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 will win. Future Redeemed is what should have been nominated, should have won. Where are we? Action adventure. This is, believe it or not, probably one of the bigger toss-ups in the game advertisements this year. Don't be surprised. My gut feeling was that Spider-Man was probably going to take this, but like seeing as how they're classifying what game into action adventure, this is probably going to boil down to Alan Wake 2 and Tears of the Kingdom. And there's a weird part of me that thinks Alan Wake 2 might take it because of recency bias. But this is honestly the biggest toss-up. I think Jedi Survivor is the loser here. as far as the nominated games go. But yeah, like it's weird because it's like action adventure, which means that there's more. It's more than just a constant stream of action, and then that makes me kind of wonder about like, so why is Resident Evil 4 here? I don't really think I'd call Resident Evil 4 adventure. It's definitely more in the just straight action category. But game advertisements have always had a weird issue with their genre labeling. Like, they have an action and an action adventure, and it's always fucking weird how they decide what goes where. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 and 4 Rear. The media hive mind. The media hive mind right now really loves Alan Wake 2. Like, a lot. Like, really, really, really loves Alan Wake 2. So this is between Alan Wake 2 and Tears of the Kingdom. So, yeah, I that is a toss-up. That is probably the biggest toss-up category in the whole game advertisements right there. So, and then going from action adventure to best action, and Armored Core is probably gonna win. Probably. What should win? Well, here's the thing. I can't say because I've only played one of these games, which, granted, you know, is Hi-Fi Rush. I beat Hi-Fi Rush. But Armored Core is probably going to win this. Hi-Fi Rush is really good. It's hard to... I don't know how good Remnant 2 and Ghost Runner 2 necessarily were, per se. I don't know Dead Island 2 actually had its fans. But yeah, it's going to be Armored Core 6. Probably should be Hi-Fi Rush. Probably. Or 16 if 16 was in here, yeah. I kind of thought, like, you know, I guess Liza P might have been more action adventure. Yeah, this one is probably going to go to Armored Core. You could get like some weird Dark Horse upset with Remnant, but it's probably going to go to Armored Core 6. And it probably should go to Hi-Fi. Yeah, you might want to get used to seeing Armored Core 6 win that. Best VR and AR. Does anyone remember VR AR exists? Oh boy, this one's... Huh. I don't really know where the hive mind is thinking on this. This is probably between Gran Turismo 7 and Village VR mode, which is funny to me that your best VR game is Resident Evil 8 VR mode. Okay. But I know that the media hive mind was kind of impressed with Gran Turismo 7 VR, but they're having a lot of things for Village. Village is probably the highest quality product on here as far as VR mode goes, but there is a part of me that kind of feels like, I don't know, Horizon was actually pretty awesome in VR. I kind of really like the sense of scale Horizon gave, because that's what a lot of VR doesn't really give you. VR is like, whoa, shit's right there in front of my face. I could reach out and touch you. But like Horizon was like, holy shit, I am on a mountain. So this is a toss-up between Gran Turismo 7 and Village. Probably going to Village. Village probably deserves it the most, but I'd probably go with Horizon personally. Just because, man, I don't see people do scale that much in VR. Best mobile game. Who fucking cares? I heard Ever Crisis was like not good. It's probably gonna go to Honkai Star Rails. I have no idea about any of these other games, but yeah, it's probably gonna go to Honkai or Ever Crisis. But this is more of a popularity vote here. But yeah, it's probably gonna go to Star Rail. Terra Nil was very good. I've never even heard of this game, so I don't know. It's mobile gaming, and I don't like mobile gaming because I do not like touchscreens. That might change in the future, chat. Not for touchscreens, but things might happen in the future. You never know. But Star Rail's probably gonna get it. Terra Nil is basically SimCity out. I'm not even gonna read the rest of that post. Best debut indie game. This is more likely to be Dredge than you would think, because I know people are going to be on the whole Pizza Tower, Pizza Tower, Pizza Tower, Pizza Tower. It's probably going to Dredge. Maybe Cocoon, even. Because if you pay attention to the rest of the nominees, you definitely see more love for Dredge and Cocoon than you do for Pizza Tower. So this is probably going to Dredge, honestly. And maybe Cocoon. I beat Cocoon. I couldn't tell you what it's about, but I beat it. It was neat. You'll say Cocoon. Well, because it's someone who's it's a new studio, but it's from veterans, or like another indie veteran started his own company, and yeah, I don't know. It's first game by the studio. God, I remember seeing Venba at some like Indie World or something. But everyone's gonna want it to be Pizza Tower, and it's probably gonna be Dredge. Yeah. Just because. Best independent game, so it's not a debut indie, just an indie game. And this is where, here's what I'm talking about, because you have Viewfinder, which was in both, but Dredge and Cocoon were also in both. But if it's interesting how you would have there's best debut indie game, and then there's just best independent game. And any debut game, pretty much you can just write off being, well, it's not going to win best independent game, or it's not even going to win best, debut game if it's not in both. So, again, this is it's probably going to Dredge, but I think Sea of Stars actually has a decent shot here. But honestly, this one's kind of close. I think this one's going to be close either way. I think all three of these effing games, especially Dave the Diver, all have an honest shot. Cocoon, Dave, Dredge, and even Sea of Stars all have an honest shot. Part of me thinks that review-wise, well, Sea of Stars might be the one to take it. But I can easily see all of a sudden some weird upset with Dave the Diver coming in. So yeah, I don't know. There's this one can kind of go either way, but it might be it might just be Sea of Stars. I think Sea of Stars right now maybe has the edge, but it's going to be kind of fighting it out with Dredge a little bit. But yeah, what should win? Sea of Stars. Without question. Sea of Stars is the one that should win that. Where was I? Community support. I saying community support, transparency and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. It's going to go to Cyberpunk. This is going to go to Cyberpunk because everyone's going to be awarding and fawning, yay, CD Projekt Red, you fixed your game. You fixed your product. You sold an unfinished product and now you fixed it. Such great support. Which is funny because No Man's Sky is still sitting there, the other Apology Tour video game. It's definitely not going to Destiny 2 right now. Destiny is not on anyone's... No one's happy with Destiny 2 right now. What's up, Blue Dragon? Let's reward them. But yeah, this is actually probably going to Cyberpunk 2077 for best community support, probably. If it doesn't go to Cyberpunk, it's going to go to Baldur's Gate. But it's probably going to go to Cyberpunk because the media hive mind was sold such a bill of goods for how great Cyberpunk would be, and it wasn't when it came out. But no, we fixed it. We spent all the extra year plus of development actually fixing the game and making the game we promised you. And they're just going to be like, oh yeah, this is the game we always saw in our heads. So it's probably going to be Cyberpunk for community support, and but Baldur's Gate 3 could win. If it's not Cyberpunk, it's Baldur's Gate. 2 years, whatever. I don't know. I gave up on Cyberpunk. I never came back. I'm also not a petter weeb, so Edge Runners didn't do anything to woo me back into the Cyberpunk universe. Best ongoing. This is almost definitely going to Cyberpunk. 100%. Again, same reasoning, which is, again, ongoing and community support is such a weird thing because it's isn't community support part of the ongoing experience for a game? And if it's not, like, are you talking about live service games? But Cyberpunk's not technically not a live service game, but it's winning this either way. Should it win? I don't know. Do you reward a company for fixing a game? You reward a company for fixing a game that it promised you was selling you, years before. But I don't know. Everyone usually says, "Oh, 14 is the greatest video game of all time." I don't know. I'm a little soured on Creative Business Unit 3 after Final Fantasy 16. I kind of feel like they're the In-N-Out burger of game studios, where like everyone thinks they're the greatest thing ever, and you have them like, it's just good. Yeah, it's a good studio. Is it the best burger you've ever had? No. So, like a little like it's good but overhyped. So I don't know. Cyberpunk's gonna win this. What should win? I don't know. You tell me. Again, I don't know why ongoing and community support are separate. It seems so weird to me that they have two distinctly separate categories for ongoing and community support. Games for impact. Like we feel like we made a difference game. Oh man, I've never even heard. Again, here's the list of categories of games you probably never heard of. Goodbye Volcano High is almost definitely not winning this. Both Venba and Terranil were nominated in other categories, so that's kind of nice. It's probably going to Chia because that had state of play, press conference. Like, this might just boil down to popularity, and again, considering how little people actually play these games, this might just go to Chia. I actually think Chia has a decent shot of winning this. I think Chia probably should win. Well, I can't really say Chia should win because I haven't played any of these other games. But I did beat Chia, and Chia was great, so I hope it does. I hope it does. I don't even know what the heck Space for the Unbound is. That looks like some visual novel shit. What's up, Elias? It's a toss-up between Chance of the Centaur and Terranil. Chance of the Centaur. That's interesting. Never even heard of Chance of the Centaur, to be honest. Innovation and accessibility. It's weird to see MK1 and Street Fighter 6 in this innovation and accessibility, but this probably is going to go to Spider-Man 2. Probably. I think otherwise it's probably more of a toss-up between Forza and Diablo. Forza kind of being, I think, would be a little ahead of Diablo in terms of accessibility stuff. But I think Spider-Man 2 is probably going to take this. But yeah, I think the if it's not Spider-Man 2, it might actually be Forza. Forza is kind of like the other one that's kind of closest to it, because Forza always has like actually incredible accessibility options. But yeah, I think it's going to be probably Spider-Man 2, and it's probably going to be Forza Motorsport. Or Forza Motorsport will probably be the only one. Now, what should win? I have no idea. I have not dabbled in these, but always cool to see it anytime it does happen. I mean, that's really cool. Like, there was a mode for people who are blind gamers for Street Fighter 6. That's pretty awesome. Flying out when you said help Street Fighter 6. Yeah, it could happen. Honestly, that might be the thing. But the thing is, I don't know how many. I don't think much of the media outlet watched Evo or barely even aware of its existence. Best performance. This is probably going to Melanie Libbard for Alan Wake 2, again, because right now people in the media are obsessed with Alan Wake 2. This is probably going to be that. The other one who I would say is closest is probably maybe Idris Elba, because, the comeback story of Cyberpunk. But yeah, so, I don't know who Neil Newborn plays in Baldur's Gate. I know Baldur's Gate 3 is a very, very beloved game, and that does have that, that does have an outside shot, but it's definitely between these three. But it's probably going, I think the front runner on this is far and away Alan Wake 2. for Melanie Liburd, mostly because it's Alan Wake 2. Xeon from Xenoblade 3, that's amazing. But yeah, I know a lot of people are really rooting for Ben Starr, but here's the thing. Ben Starr's going to lose, not because Ben Starr did a bad job, but he's going to lose because the dialogue in 16 was boring. And that's going to cloud their mind and just be like, yeah, but Alan Wake 2, oh my god, the narrative in Alan Wake 2. So it's going to Alan Wake 2. What should win? I don't know. I'd have to hear some more of these to know what should win. No. What should win is Harry McIntyre. Yeah, for Xenoblade. Oh my god. Best audio design. This probably will go to Alan Wake 2. It should go to Hi-Fi Rush. But it's probably going to go to Alan Wake 2. Maybe even Spider-Man, but probably Alan Wake 2. It's almost for sure going to go to Alan Wake 2. And probably should be Hi-Fi Rush. Probably. Dead Space, I can definitely see like the argument for it, but you know, it's probably going to go to Alan Wake 2. But yeah, Hi-Fi should win it. Alan Wake will win it. Best score and music.
Serious?
Holy fuck. If you ever needed proof how much of a fucking sham the game advertisements are, just look at their best score in music for 2023. Why is Tears of the Kingdom here? And they don't even have a composer listed. It's Nintendo's sound team. The other ones all get a composer. They don't even have a composer. Yeah, Future Redeemed definitely snubbed out. What will win? 16 is going to win this. 16 will win this. However, I don't know if there is a bummer alt rock sad dad song in Alan Wake 2, then that might be your weird upset. Is there a song in Alan Wake 2 that would normally go at the end of some Sony sad dad walking simulator? Something that sounds vaguely like alt rock, Nirvana, or Smashing Pumpkins like. It doesn't. Okay. Because if it has a sad dad song, it actually might sneak up in there. But if it doesn't, it's going to go to 16. Yeah, that's how it goes. Don't we have good original music or licensed music? I don't even know, honestly. No one's going to convince you there's a better soundtrack in Baldur's Gate 3. Listen to more music, Frodo, man. I say that lovingly, but no. Yeah, the 16 is going to win this. So should 16 win this? I think Sea of Stars got snubbed here. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm going to come out and say it real hard. I think Sea of Stars got incredibly snubbed on this category. 100%. Sea of Stars should have been in this category. I'm actually legit kind of mad. No, I'm not. Well, I am internally furious that this fucking piece of shit soundtrack is nominated. This fucking joke of a soundtrack got nominated. I don't give a fuck that the trailer had great music, or that there was that big epic song at the end when you fly down out of the sky and catch Zelda in the air. I don't give a shit. This has absolutely no business being in this category. Effing none. None. Sea of Stars got absolutely fucking robbed in this category, first of all, because Eric Brown absolutely deserved recognition for tackling a genre Western outlets almost never go after and doing it well. Not even just, it's like a JRPG, just didn't know it. Going after it and actually accomplishing it. So that's infuriating to me. Just seeing this absolute just abomination of a soundtrack getting nominated over Sea of Stars. And then there's other games that I didn't even really play as much, But like Octopath Traveler 2, we're really gonna say no to that? Are you kidding me? Like Mario Wonder had a better soundtrack than this. Me singing in the shower had a better soundtrack than this. The farts I made after Taco Bell sound better than Tears of the Kingdom soundtrack. Give me a break, man. This is absolutely 100% ridiculous. Spider-Man 2 had a better soundtrack than Tears of the Kingdom. Like most things had a better soundtrack in this game. Screw this game. This is absolutely ridiculous that the Hive Mind judge would even dare to put this in their nomination category. Give me a break. Give me a break. Absolutely robbery. This should have been Sea of Stars, first of all. Sea of Stars would have been my absolute first pick to replace this with, but I'm like, Octopath Traveler 2, on top of other things. Like, hell, we could have even, I wouldn't even put Star Ocean 2's arranged soundtrack I would have put in there. And even that had like one or two. Lies of P, are you kidding me, man? Oh. Planet of Lana. Planet of Lana. But no, my only consolation in this one is the fact that 16 is going to walk away with this. 16 probably should walk away with this. I mean, of these ones listed here. But holy crap. Holy crap, I can't. Why is Zelda here? Why? Like, even Mario Wonder has way better music. Like, Tears of the Kingdom even, would... Like, Hyrule and horse riding music, they even use the same music. Some of the music wasn't even changed. A lot of music wasn't even, if you could call it music, wasn't even changed between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, the horse music. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. 16's gonna win this. Because I don't think either Baldur's Gate 3 or Alan Wake 2 have a bummer alt-rock song, straight out of mid-late 90s. No Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins era style song. If only they all had scores worth humming. Best art direction. This is probably going to go to Alan Wake 2 because it uses live-action actors. That's so artistic. It's probably going to go to Alan Wake 2 here. I guess it's I don't understand how. Again, I'm still in amazement here that Tears of the Kingdom is in art direction, because I'm like, direction is the same as the last game. They added some new creatures, to literally the exact same art style, engine, everything. What? This is outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. I could honestly understand the technical achievement in programming design for Tears of the Kingdom, 100%. If you wanted to say, which game had probably the best, what was the technical achievement in programming? Yeah, I would actually say Tears of the Kingdom probably should win. Just because of what Nintendo and Monolith had to do to make that game not shit itself on the Switch. But if we're talking technical achievement in artistic design and animation... Not Tears of the Kingdom. It's just... but it's probably going to go to Alan Wake 2. Probably should go to Hi-Fi. Probably, because Hi-Fi was a cel-shaded game that didn't have any of the usual trappings of really harsh outlines that sort of clip constantly and bleed together that a lot of cel-shaded games do. But it's probably going to go to Alan Wake 2. And it should go to Hi-Fi Rush. Well, but as far as the best looking, what is the best looking game I've seen artistically this year? That's a tougher question. That's definitely more. That's like Sea of Stars, Hi-Fi Rush territory. Sea of Stars has like really damn good pixel animation, pixel art, kind of which we haven't seen since like the Saturn PlayStation era. So, best narrative. This is probably going to Alan Wake 2. Probably. But it could go to Baldur's Gate 3. It's going to boil down to what the hive mind values more. Do they value twists? M. Night Shyamalan ding dong Mel Gibson nipple twisting of Alan Wake 2, or do they value the Leo Tolstoy-sized documentation of, you know, choose your own adventure times infinity of Baldur's Gate 3? Like, are they going for quantity, or are they going for twists? So that's kind of what this is going to boil down to. I can't believe 16 is in narrative. Holy God, no. Jesus. I'm actually curious to play Phantom Liberty in a sense, because I saw nothing in the E3s leading up or the release of Cyberpunk to tell me that Cyberpunk was anything more than, wow, cool future tech, corpo's bad. I don't know if Cyberpunk ever actually started delving into transhumanism or any sort of like really philosophical stuff of Ghost in the Shell and of like actual Ghost, like movie Ghost in the Shell, the anime one. I believe I have to clarify that, but yeah, I don't know if they actually ever got anything that was like, you know, Blade Runner 2049 level or Ghost in the Shell level kind of stuff. I'm curious. I'm curious if that's where it goes, because if your narrative is that corpo's bad, I mean, yeah, sure, no. What does Ghost in the Shell mean? Ghost in the Shell is someone's consciousness existing digitally, like floating around, like, you know, from machine to machine. I want to try Alan Wake. Sure, I wouldn't mind trying Alan Wake too. I think Alan Wake. This is a top. I think Alan Wake 2 is probably going to take this. 1 for recency and 2 for, oh my goodness, twists. Oh, it's like Twin Peaks in my mind. Alan writes something and it becomes real because of some ancient deity, like, you know, Lovecraftian god. Oh, what a twist. Oh my god, control references. So I think Alan Wake 2 is kind of in that sort of like, this is probably going to win. But I could see the argument being made of like, yeah, but they wrote so many different dialogue options. There are so many different ways, you know, your campaign can go in Baldur's Gate 3. You know, there's literally like, oh my god, the tweets, or a child died, Max, a child died. You know, Kenny's argument. So it's going to be between these two. This would be like a long shot would be Cyberpunk, but it's between these two, and it's probably Alan Wake 2. I think it's probably going to go there. What should win? 100% it should be Future Redeemed. Because Future Redeemed actually has something to say that actually is relevant to our own world right now, and not a twist, and not a million different dialogue branches, and not wow, cool future tech, and not whatever the fuck was going on in Final Fantasy 16, and not sometimes it's okay to be a dad on Spider-Man 2. Which Spider-Man 2 basically felt like some weird fantasy story of video game developers actually being able to go home into their family and see their wife and kids. But yeah, like, best narrative, we'll probably go on with 2. It should be Future Redeemed. Future Redeemed and its stark message and condemnation of secular Christianity and religion and proxy wars for, you know, and lost cause wars that should definitely probably be winning best narrative right now. Not any of this bullshit. But no, like 12 people in the hive mind even played that game. So yeah. Best game direction. Probably gonna go to Alan Wake 2. I don't know why they don't list game director here. That seems so odd to me that they don't list the director for any of these nominees. It's possible it's gonna go to Baldur's Gate 3. This could go either way. But I think they're gonna look at this as like, we'll give it to Alan Wake 2, but this is 50. Honestly, you know what? This is 50-50. This is honestly 50-50 between Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate 3. And what should win? Probably Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 probably should win just for the fact that the game was directed in, you know, a non-giant shareholder focused crunch. You know, get this crap out on a certain specific date and time kind of setting, like mindset. So I'd probably say Baldur's Gate 3 should win. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably 50% chance of winning. And that brings us to the big finale, the big hoo-ha, and that is Game of the Year. Once again, the 11th year in a row now where Microsoft has not had a single game nominated for Game of the Year. Strangely enough, Sony has been nominated 10 out of 11 years. So it's almost starting to feel like there might actually be a weird Sony bias. Well, actually, there is a Sony bias because, again, the hive mind of people that vote on this thing are definitely big Sony people. They love their Sony third-person cinematic, you know, walking single games. This is going to Baldur's Gate 3. It's been kind of an interesting year because I was kind of sure at first Tears of the Kingdom just going to kind of walk away with everything, but Alan, like, from what I've heard rumbling wise, a lot of media outlets really do like Alan Wake 2, like a lot. But Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is going to walk away with this. More importantly, I need Baldur's Gate 3 to walk away with this because the message needs to be sent that we need games to be made the way Baldur's Gate 3 was made. That is how you should be making your massive AAA productions. I need Baldur's Gate 3 to win this, 100%. So Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is going to win this. I think it probably, does it deserve. I personally think Future Redeemed is the best game I've played this year, but I'd be very happy if a game like Baldur's Gate 3 won, just for the fact that, like, a self-published, game made without the constraints and whip cracking of some a-hole publisher. I need it to win. I need it to win. I need it to not be from some massive, giant, multi-billion-dollar corpo looking, to make their next year's portfolio look better, either year over year or their quarterly dividends look better. So I need Baldur's Gate 3 to win for that reason. Here's the thing. I'm actually shocked that Mario Wonder made it onto this. Mario Wonder made it onto this Game of the Year strictly for recency biases only. Because I'm actually kind of shocked it wasn't Diablo 4 or Starfield. I was pretty sure this was going to be the 6 games, except for Wonder. I thought this was either going to be Diablo 4 or Starfield. Kind of leaning a little more towards Starfield, but Diablo 4 as well. I'm shocked that Mario Wonder did it, but recency bias really got to this. I thought Super Mario 6 was never going to get in. Super Mario 6 didn't really have a chance, but I was kind of surprised to see Starfield not, or Diablo 4 not, because you got to remember, like, a lot of people really like those Bethesda-ass games. I'm actually very, very intrigued that Mario Wonder was able to snag a GOTY nomination. It won't win, and even if all of these other 4 games weren't here, Mario Wonder was just against Tears of the Kingdom. Like Tears of the Kingdom would win. No, Pikmin 4 never really had a chance. Let's. But yeah, like it surprises me that somehow Mario Brothers Wonder kind of made it into this list, but it did. It did. So I guess nice word. It's not going to win anything except Family Game. But this is Baldur's Gate 3's to win. I kind of hope it does. If Zelda wins, which I actually don't think it is. I think the media is kind of not soured, but just sort of like, yeah, well, we kind of already gave everything to Breath of the Wild. They're gonna go for the more. They're gonna go for the Baldur's Gate 3, maybe even Alan Wake 2. Because I mean, I was kind of surprised to see how much the media was falling in love and fawning over Alan Wake 2 so much. I was like, I kind of had a feeling. Well, actually, my first inkling was when I was talking to people in press coming out of Jeff's Summer Game Stuck Off. And the attitude coming out of the Summer Game Suck Off was how surprised and amazed and amazing Alan Wake 2 is. I'm like, oh, Alan Wake 2 is going to be all over the game advertisements, isn't it? And sure enough, here it comes, Alan Wake 2, all over the game advertisement nominees. So, which game do you want to win besides BG3's development? Future Redeemed, 100%. Future Redeemed is the most perfect video game I played this year. In a year of banger after banger after banger after banger, Future Redeemed to me is the most perfect 50 hours of a video game I've ever played. Ever. Like, I've played perfect games before, but I've never played a game that was perfect for 50 hours. So, that's me.